In 2022, Bitcoin crashed to $15,000. The whole world panicked. Every headline screamed, "It is over. Bear market begins. $1,000 targets." Just full fear. But we at Chart Champions were not afraid. Not only did I call the $15,000 low months in advance, we knew that it would be going to brand new all-time highs and actually pushing to $100,000 Bitcoin. I'm going to show you step by step exactly how we nailed this Elliott Wave count to call the low, but more importantly, what we are looking for next. And here is the key question you're probably asking. What is the probability that the next big move that I will share with you today plays out? Well, stick around to the end of the video because I will be sharing with you the exact probability percentage of this trade setup. So in 2021, I shorted $69,000. And then fast forwards to the start of 2022, I started to predict the low of the move. Using Elliott Waves, I saw we had a very large first impulsive move to the downside. We had the retracement for a nice 2. From this point, I was looking for a smaller 3, retest of the 4th before the smallest 5th wave to come in, around $15,000 low. Fast forwards just over 6 months from this prediction that I made, looking for that final wave 3, 4, and 5 to the downside. I made a little bit of an updated prediction with the new data, as everything was going perfectly. That brings us up to this prediction where we had actually seen the final 3, 4th, and I was looking for that final little push to the downside to take out the lows that we had formed, hit around $15,000 before we start our massive impulsive move to the upside. The low that was put in here around $15,000 at this point in time was a difficult long trade. I had timed the all-time high at $69,000. At the low, I waited for a little bit of strength before I got super bullish for the all-time high target. What I waited for was really simply a resistance support flip from support to resistance. I saw this green candle, I saw the reclaims, the market structure. That was the sign of strength which told me we're looking for new all-time highs next. And what is funny is a lot of the market lagged behind. They still remained bearish, shorting every single rise to the upside. Unfortunately, not knowing that we had made the prediction and had already began the journey towards new all-time highs. As I was saying over here on Twitter, we are about to start the new bull market. Not only did we put in the exact low where we were predicting months in advance, we got the wave 1, 2, 3, to fake out the all-time high, bringing us back down towards $50,000 before that final move to the upside to over $100,000. That was the exact prediction made nearly 3 years in advance, and it played out absolutely perfectly. This is the true mind-blowing power of Elliott Waves. With such precision, we accurately predicted each step, each high and low of the market years in advance before it was formed. Now we're going to be looking at what is happening next. So this is what you've been waiting for. Now we are going to be forecasting the next few months using the Elliott Wave count. So I believe that we are still working on another impulsive move to the upside, and wave 5 has not finished yet. I believe that we can push towards $130,000 to $150,000 before then we get a big retracement to the downside. There are a few key factors that you need to monitor when looking to trade this towards a brand new all-time high on Bitcoin. A final 5th wave structure on the Elliott Wave count, tapering off volume as we breach into new all-time highs, and ideally a buying climax where the full FOMO buys come in, which signal the top, leading us towards a very big downside correction. So what I am looking for to finish this Elliott Wave count and another new all-time high is a final 5th wave structure to the upside. I see so far we have a clean wave 1, 2, and we're actually still working on a 3, 4, 5. Much like back in 2022, we had seen a clean 1, 2, and we're working on a 3, 4, 5. I believe we've still got this price action to come, but into new all-time highs to give us a final 3, 4, and a smaller 5th. We're going to use a few different Fibonacci targets to lock in on the probabilities and understand where that new all-time high target will be, much like we were using the Fibonacci to predict the lows at around $15,000. I'm going to take a Fibonacci expansion and I'm going to take it back into the lows of 2022, to the top of my wave 1, to the end of my wave 4. That gives me a 1618 target at $149,000. But we're going to add more confluence. Next, we're going to come down to the daily chart perspective. And from here, we're going to work on a more internal fifth wave structure Elliott wave count. We can see a clean impulse to the upside, a clean pullback, working on another impulsive move to give us a 3, 4, 5. We are going to take a Fibonacci extension from the end of the wave 4 to the top of the internal wave 1, pull back to the end of wave 2. That 1-to-1 comes in at around $133,000. Now we are going to zoom in again to the 4-hour chart. And again internally within that Elliott wave count, we can see a clean 1, 2, and then an internal structure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to give us another very clean 1, 2, 3 correction impulse to come. So to get our final target to the upside here, what we're going to do is we're going to take a Fibonacci extension from the start of this internal wave 1. We're going to take the length of the 1 and put it to the end of the 4. We can see this gives us 2 targets. One is a simple fake out of the current all-time high towards $112,000. Second one is going to be a bit more of an extension towards $120,000. These are both acceptable targets. They both line up bullishly at this point in time because we are expecting new all-time highs to come. Well, I would say it's very key to trade the reaction at the new all-time high. We either get one of two things: a failed auction above the current all-time high with a very weak breakout. The volume and order flow is crucial to analyze here, because we either get that fake out for lower prices, or alternatively, we get the strength. We get the volume coming in, we get that high positive delta, and the market says, you know what, it's time for another big move to the upside. We're breaking out of this range, and we get the continuation towards $115,000 to $120,000 next. So we're going to add on one final Fibonacci count here, and that is when we were looking at this internal wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I noticed very nicely here is when we take the Fibonacci retracement from the end of wave 2 to the top of wave 3, we perfectly came and retraced down into the CC Fibonacci level. So what we can do here is add on to our template the negative Fibonacci targets, and that is going to give us a negative Fibonacci target from the CC to target around $121,000. And a little tip here, we're going to take the length of the wave 1 to the end of the wave 4, and we can see this 1618 expansion lines up at around $117,000. So we have a clear Fibonacci target that sits in a confluent zone of around $120,000. This would be my next big target to the upside, where we can look for, again, one of two things: a rejection and a pullback from this level. And from this level, we're going to analyze something that's very important. And that is whether we got this count going on, which is a bigger 1, 2, 3 and an internal 1, 2, 3 with a bigger ABC. And we're actually working still on the third wave to around $115,000 to $120,000 before the retracement in wave 4, before a final impulse to the upside. This would be our final impulse here to around $130,000, could be up to $150,000 before we get that final big retracement back down. I actually believe, with my calculations, we're looking at around a 85% probability that new all-time highs are coming on Bitcoin. So now you know the probabilities are very high of a new all-time high. You know the wave structure that's going to get us there. But I ask you, what are you going to do with this edge and information?